Hey guys, a bunch of news came out today, so I thought I would kind of jam it all into one episode for you guys so you could kind of watch it and see what's going on today in the world of gaming, so let's get right into it. So first things up, we actually had Stardew Valley, the creators of a game that's basically, if you haven't played it, very similar to Harvest Moon, and they actually changed their release date for the Wii U to none, and they're saying instead it's going to go to the Switch. So we actually have a game that if you haven't played yet is actually really good. It's kind of like a Harvest Moon style kind of inspired game, but there's a lot you can do in it. You can actually end up marrying people and everything, and you basically, it's almost like a life simulator with like a farm simulator built in, but it's a really good game. They keep releasing updates, and honestly, as a portable game that would actually play really well for the Switch, I think it's actually a really good pickup on Nintendo's side to kind of have that on the system. And in other news, Take-Two and other third parties are basically saying that Nintendo is acting a little different this time around. In fact, the Switch is actually being hailed by third parties as a great device to program for, and they're all seem to be really interested in programming for it, which tells us that Nintendo is probably doing a lot for them to try to reel them in. And Take-Two pretty much came out today and said, yeah, Nintendo is basically being nice to all the third parties, trying to bring them back after the Wii U debacle. And this quote right here on the screen is coming from Take-Two president Karl Slatoff. The folks at Nintendo are making a great effort to support third-party developers. We're very optimistic on the Switch, though we are not announcing anything specific today, which is fine. I mean, they're probably waiting for January 12th. They're probably under some kind of embargo or something for the game they want to tell us about. Also, though, we might see it on the 1st, with the Video Game Awards. They said there's a bunch of world exclusive and premieres coming out, so I would not put it past Nintendo to maybe throw one in there with some of the other big guys. And joining the other list of third-party developers for the Switch, EA has even come out and garnered their support for the Switch, saying, you know, never discount Nintendo. Don't ever count them out, because they're pretty much a company that knows what they're doing. They're going to stick around. They're looking to innovate, which is a little weird coming from EA, considering they pretty much abandoned Nintendo completely last generation. Sure, they brought Mass Effect 3, but that was so late it didn't matter. And then they gave up after, what, Madden 13 on the Wii U? EA, it sounds like you want in on something that could potentially be really big, and you kind of want Nintendo to forget about how you treated them last generation, which I understand is business, but come on. Speaking at a conference today, EA Chief Competition Officer Peter Moore had a lot to say about the Switch. In his quote, he said, "We're huge fans of Nintendo. We've had a relationship that goes back many decades. They've had some difficulty times recently, that's obvious. But you should never, ever, ever discount Nintendo in this marketplace and their ability to leverage their superb game development opportunities and their intellectual properties." Again, sounds like a little bit of damage control on EA's part. I think they want in on the Switch because they, like many of the other developers, are probably seeing the opportunities they have with the Switch, with the mobile devices and everything, the CPU, ARM processor. Again, it's moving more towards the future, and it'll give kind of a unique look from the Xbox One and the PS4 as a system that you can take with you. And probably my favorite part of the news today was the announced trailer, and I guess you could call it trailer in partnership, that was announced earlier this year, but they came out with a trailer finally to kind of talk about it. They even brought Miyamoto on camera with the Universal Studios talking about the Nintendo rides and attractions that they're bringing in. And I've got to tell you guys, I went to Universal Studios about 5-6 years ago on my honeymoon, and it was a lot of fun. They did have the Simpsons themed parts, and they also had the Harry Potter world, which was really cool to go through. Lines took forever, of course, but it was a lot of fun to kind of go into the village of Harry Potter and kind of enter a world that was really well put together by Universal Studios. So I have a lot of faith in them and Nintendo to really build something cool there. The only issue is I don't even know when I would go. So that's like a whole thing on its own. That's like a whole week of, you know, vacation. But that would be really fun to go to, and there's a lot of opportunity here. Could you consider things like a Star Fox ride, as simple as something like where you take those ones where they swing around, put R-Wings on there, put a big Star Fox sign, and you have something like that. But there's also some other really cool things they could do, like they could make an entire village based around Zelda. They could probably do some cool like Mario Kart go-karts. There's all kinds of stuff they could do, even down to an interactive 2D level with Mario. That would be really fun. So there's a lot of neat stuff here. It's going to be a while before they're done and ready, but it's going to be awesome, and I look forward to seeing probably the YouTube videos of people going there. So but look forward to that. It's probably going to be a couple years before the rides are operational and the entire transformation has happened. And then you kind of have to figure out what they may be replacing. I don't think Harry Potter's going anywhere. Very popular. Or if they're building onto it, maybe they are. And the last piece of news I want to talk about today, guys, it looks like Marvel vs. Capcom 4 is all but confirmed at this point. Polygon came out the other day, actually yesterday, and talked about how all of their sources are saying that it is happening. And the only issue, this is a big issue because it sounds like they're going to leave out characters that I really liked in the older Marvel vs. Capcom games because of the way the licensing work with Marvel. They don't have X-Men, basically. The X-Men is owned by a different company, essentially, and they do not have licensing rights to them. So if Capcom wants to go out and have a deal with Marvel so they can do Marvel vs. Capcom 4, more than likely people like Wolverine, Magneto, any of those people will be left out in favor of more Marvel characters. Now, this could also be a good thing because we'll have new characters, not rehashed characters. As much as I like Wolverine, I could see how some people might think he was getting stale in the games, but we will also get people probably like Ant-Man, for example, which could actually be really fun, I think, in the fighting series. And we'd also probably see Guardians of the Galaxy. Again, not my thing. I'd rather play as Wolverine or Magneto or people from the X-Men. Cyclops even, just because that's kind of who I played with back in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. But I can see how some people might not care. All signs point to a 2017 release with a PlayStation Experience demo and probably a premiere there with graphics and everything. We'll see everything, so I'm excited for that. Marvel vs. Capcom could be good. I know 3 wasn't basically received well by the community after a while, but they do have a chance to kind of make up with 4 because it sounds like they'll be bringing in, like I said, a lot of new characters. Maybe they could change up some of the playstyle. There's a lot of stuff they can do, so but definitely look for the PlayStation Experience on December 3rd to see if we have a trailer for that. Also, guys, if you haven't already decided to watch it, you may want to take some time December 1st and check out the Video Game Awards. I believe it starts 8:30 p.m. Eastern because more news has come out saying that there will be even more world premieres there, new stuff. I know Prey, which is a game I've been following forever, this new Prey game, is actually going to have gameplay there. Of course, we already know Breath of the Wild will be there. And then there's apparently multiple other games that will have world premieres at this Video Game Awards show. Of course, it'll be fluffed a little bit. We'll have things, you know, I'm sure, like probably a musical number or something, I don't know. But we'll, of course, have awards that essentially don't mean anything from random critics, I guess, that vote for it. But the big thing is we're looking at multiple world premieres of games we've never seen before, which has me really excited for games like Breath of the Wild because there's no way Nintendo's showing up there with the same exact E3 demo, like I said before. So we're going to see probably something new from that. We'll see Prey, which I want to see, and then who knows what else. We might see maybe Mass Effect Andromeda gameplay. I mean, it's up in the air. We can see anything. So definitely make sure you're checking that out Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. Hey guys, that's going to do it for today. Not a lot of news out, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Make sure you like the video, subscribe down below if you want to see more videos like this one. And definitely check out the video tomorrow, guys, because we are going to unbox our first system for TechWave, and I'm really excited. So make sure you check out tomorrow around 11 a.m. We'll have the first video up, and then we'll actually start taking the device apart and see if we can put that video up the following day. So definitely check it out tomorrow, guys. Like I said, 11 a.m., and I will see you guys next time.